Hey everybody, Rob Hilditch here with Harding's Your Improvement Company. I did a post earlier today on helping our communities, and I listed a ton of the restaurants that we support and that we love to eat at, and maybe have a pop or two at. And then realized later in the day it was Takeout Wednesdays and National Takeout Day. So I thought, how perfect would this be? I tried to get a hold of all the restaurants that I've listed, and I wanted to do just little interviews with each of the individuals that are involved in ownership in some of those restaurants, and just get their take on what's happening with COVID and how we can help these restaurants establish themselves even stronger in the community and grow and move forward from here. So today I've got Chad McCormick from Browns Socialhouse and TMAC Group. Chad, how are you today?
I'm doing great, Rob. How are you?
I am doing well. I can't complain.
Healthy, right? Healthy is that's the new. How are you?
The family's good, and we're all COVID free that we're aware of. So
that we're aware of, exactly.
Yeah. So Chad, I want to ask a little bit about you. I mean, we've been friends for years, but for the people who are watching today who don't know about you, how long have you been in the restaurant business?
How far back you want me to go? I started putting a swirl on a DQ ice cream cone when I was about 13. So that's 36 years, unfortunately, how old I am.
So what got you started in the businesses that you're doing now? We know you started in the restaurant industry, swirling the DQ swirl. But what got you into the pubs and bars and restaurants?
I had the good fortune that my uncle owned the Point and Feather, was a partner of the Point and Feather in Oak Ridge when I was graduating from school in '89. And so as soon as I turned 18, I started working in the back kitchen as just even doing the floors, and worked my way up through prepping and cooking, and then got my first taste of food running and never stopped running.
So you and I started very similarly. So tell us about, obviously Browns Socialhouse is a franchise system that you have all the franchises in the city of Calgary, the Marlborough location, Mount Royal, and Britannia. Out of those three, which ones are still operating right now, and what can people get, and where do they go so they can make sure they can get food from you?
Yeah, so at the moment we're down to Mount Royal only. We kind of consolidated all of the food out of each of them. That was the one with the strongest skip available. Plus, it seemed to be the one that when the shutdown was happening, we tried to test it a little bit and see which communities were supporting the local restaurants, and Mount Royal seemed to be the strongest one. So we kind of put all our efforts into that one. So that one's currently still operating on a daily basis.
And is there delivery limits that they allow as far as the Mount Royal location is concerned, or can you do all across the city?
No, there's limits. We keep challenging Skip, but I think they obviously run into their own problems of. This is a new world for them too, so it's trying to change our borders. Where you could used to maybe order from a little bit further out, it's been hampered down to just Mount Royal, but certainly we're accepting phone calls too. So anybody that actually phones can come pick it up if you're just outside of the whatever perimeter that Skip puts on us at this moment. So we keep trying to stretch it. We're trying to get onto Uber and those things as well, just to make sure there's a variety of options. Okay,
cool. So you've been doing this a long time. The TMAC Group, tell us a little bit about that. Like how many restaurants and bars do you guys have with TMAC, and which ones of those are still up and operating and offering delivery and curbside?
The group has 8 locations in TMAC itself, and out of the 8 locations, we're currently running Tommyfield, Blackbird, the Barrack, and the Point and Feather. Or the Point Pub. I knew it as the Point Feather. It's now the Point
Feather, yeah. And that's my local, so I still call it the Point. Well, I've always called it the Point.
The original.
Yes.
The OG.
Good wings on Wednesdays. Get some for takeout tonight, people. Okay, awesome. So, Chad, this has obviously been a lot of challenges for restaurants, and of course not with social distancing and not being able to have restaurants open. What other challenges are you guys facing? I mean, obviously, there's the obvious one of the lack of sales and a complete loss of the dine-in sales. Have you been able to make it up in dine-in or takeout and delivery? And then is there any other challenges that you guys are facing? Like I can imagine, in my old workspace in building restaurants for Joey's Seafood restaurants, landlords were always difficult to deal with. Are they helping at all?
I don't hold offense to anyone doing what they're doing. This is a mess for everyone. So every landlord is going to be different. Every landlord is going to look at every property different. So I get it that on some accord, some of the businesses were great. Some of them are people that they don't want to deal with. So, if you were a bit of a sideways tenant, you're probably taking your lumps today. And if you were a great tenant, it hopefully bodes that they're up for the conversation of, what's the long term? I mean, if we don't open for another 2 or 3 months, it's a real interesting problem.
Yeah. Now I know, and again, I have a lot of friends that are landlords, but I'm going to throw them under the bus. There is a lot of good ones, and there is a lot of bad ones. There's no doubt about it. Any other challenges that you guys are facing, like as far as just is the fear the biggest challenge you guys face as far as customers even still coming in for takeout or doing delivery and Skip or DoorDash or Uber?
I gotta think that if there's a restaurant that's actually open today for skip or pickup or whatever, I mean, they are freaking out inside to make sure it's as clean as possible, because these people that are working for us and some of the upper management that are still on salary and being paid to be there, they don't want to get sick because they don't want to be isolated for the next 60 days either. I mean, they'd prefer to be helping the community and supporting and having the food available. So if they get sick, then they can't do that. So
exactly.
So
I mean, the ones who are working continue to want to be able to work and collect that paycheck. So they want to make sure the sales are there. So that's kind of the funny thing is that when you look at this, because this is why we always list our favorite restaurants. Of course, my relationship with you, I am probably the largest supporter of Browns across the country, as
we
well as a lot of your pubs. But the narrative is, and coming from this business, restaurants are always cleaning to begin with. I mean, there is those that small percentage of restaurants that are just off the scales, not good. But for the most part, these are restaurants that are inspected regularly by Alberta Health Services. They're always clean. So I guess my last question to you would be, as far as to avert the fear, we know that Alberta Health Services is already always regularly, doing inspections on these restaurants, or, and what is it that you guys are doing to ensure that you're staying on top of it?
I think Alberta Health is stressed. Obviously, you can just, they're on red alert at the moment. So they're probably relying a little bit on that community support to help indicate if there's problems. But you're correct. I think that Alberta Health Services is probably, I say overstep what they should truly be looking for, but at the same token, that's great. I mean, the idea that they overstep and over challenge and everything gets so looked at means that we really do have probably at the end of the day a great economic system of health and how restaurants self-adhere to rules and regulations to make sure that customers are protected in the food system.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
So,
Chad, thank you so much for taking the time. I did the video this morning and I wanted to be able to jump on it, and I'm a huge supporter of you. I appreciate all the support you've given me and Harding's, clearly in the past and still to today.
Say hi to Lance for me, and tell Joe he's still sexy looking. So
all right,
there you go.
She's still tall and blonde. Awesome. Thanks, buddy. Take care.
Okay, thanks.
Talk to you soon. Bye.